Hello everyone, my name is Kenton Kivestu. I'm an ex-BCG consultant, an ex-Googler, and the founder of RocketBlocks, an online platform that helps candidates prepare for interviews. In today's RocketBlocks mini lesson, we're going to be talking about the inner dialogue of an interviewer. And what I mean by that is we're going to try and get inside the head of an interviewer and understand what questions they're asking themselves as they're assessing the candidate. Now, of course, they're going to assess the candidate on the core skill sets that we've talked a lot about on this channel, things like mental math and structuring business problems, communicating effectively, analyzing charts and data, etc. But there's also a few kind of fuzzier questions that they're going to be asking themselves throughout the entire course of the interview. And what we're going to do in this video is lay out three of those specific important questions and talk about what they are and why they matter and what the implications are for the candidate. So let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, the first question they're going to be asking themselves is, can I put this candidate in front of a senior client today and trust that everything is going to go smoothly? Now, this is something that's a lot harder to assess than does this candidate have the appropriate mental math skills? It's not as easy as looking at did they get the question right or wrong. So this is something they're going to be thinking about and assessing throughout the entire course of the interview. And they're going to be watching for things like, is the candidate composed? Are they well poised, and do they keep that composure if you try and rattle them a little bit or throw a question that comes a little bit out of left field? So this might happen on the job with a client. They might ask something that startles you or that you hadn't thought about before, and can you keep your composure and deal with that on the fly in a dynamic and sometimes chaotic situation? The other thing they might be looking at is, does this candidate have a sense of how, different types of styles the client might have? Some clients might be a little more formal, some might be more informal. And does a candidate kind of pick up on that and know how to kind of react appropriately in that type of situation? So overall, first question is, can I put this candidate in front of a senior client today and trust that things are going to go smoothly? Okay, question number two is this person going to be the reason that I'm stuck in a case room for 16 hours? Now let's unpack what that actually means. Basically, it's saying, is this person going to be reliable? Can I rely on them to get the work done that they say they're going to get done? Can I rely on them to do the work in a high quality manner that's going to be, uh, you know, presentable to the client? And third, if there are mistakes or some issues in that work, can I rely on this person to be capable and competent enough to fix those, him or herself, rather than relying on the rest of the team for help? And so ultimately, when an interviewer is thinking about this type of question, what they want to see in the actual interview is not only that you are capable of reaching the right conclusions or answers in a particular case, but more importantly, that your process for reaching those questions or those answers is logical and that it's structured. And that importantly, you'll be able to repeat that process on the job over and over and over again so that they can rely on you, again, to get the work you said you get it done well, and know how to fix it if there's issues that come up. Because those are the things that if those things aren't happening, the rest of the case team is going to have to pitch in, and that's what leads to 16-hour days in a case room with everyone helping out because one person isn't pulling their weight. Question number three is, will I be happy if I'm stuck in a room with this person for 12 hours or a long day working on a case problem? And the reality is that in consulting, it's a demanding enough job that even if everyone is pulling their weight, there's just no way to get around the fact that some days there's going to be really long days where you're stuck in the case room with the team the whole day. And so the question the interviewer is really asking themselves is that going to be a good experience? Is this person going to be a net positive or net negative having them in the room with us? And that's really the thing to think about. I think when people think about the airport test, which is kind of another way of phrasing this question, sometimes it becomes a little bit of, do I want to be friends with this person or not? And I would say that is less important. The key thing is this person going to be a positive force on the team? Are they going to have a good attitude? Are they going to kind of lift people's moods and see, the bright side of things versus being a kind of negative force and kind of compounding the stressful situation that a lot of teams are in on the typical consulting case. So that's the third thing. It's basically, is this person going to be enjoyable to be stuck in a room with if we have a long day together? To sum it up, I want to leave you with one last thought. Occasionally, I'll hear candidates say something like, well, I cracked the case. I'm not quite sure why I didn't get an offer or why I didn't get through to the next round. And in many instances, the reason for that is if you got the right answer, something else in one of these kind of check the box questions didn't go quite right. So maybe you did reach some of the right answers for the case, but your process was not as logical and repeatable as the interviewer would like to see, or maybe the composure and kind of poise you had while you were going through it wasn't of the level that made the interviewer comfortable that they could put you in front of a senior client doing the same thing. Or finally, that you got the right answer, but you arrived at it in a way that was, didn't demonstrate a lot of kind of positive energy, and that you'd be a fun person to work with as you were going through that process. So remember, it's more than just kind of getting the right answer, but it's how you get the right answer. And as you are practicing this process, those are the type of questions you want to keep in mind, because that's what the interviewer is going to be thinking in the back of their mind as you're going through the case as well. So thank you so much for watching. We've got a ton of great RocketBlocks mini lessons coming out on a weekly basis. So if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so now. There's a big red button that you can click below. And once you subscribe, that means you'll get all our videos as soon as they come out. So thanks again for watching, and have a great day.